Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS. Fans, brews, and Broncos news. What's going on, Broncos Country? Welcome to this first edition of this season post-game podcast. We are back. The Denver Broncos might be wrapping up their preseason as they go into their third preseason game this week, but our preseason is just beginning as we work out our kinks on our side and iron everything out. By the time the season starts, we will be ready to go. But we got a ton of stuff to talk about tonight. And of course, this is all centered around what you guys want to talk about. So post your comments and post your questions, and we will definitely get to those. Make sure you're also liking and subscribing and doing all those fun things that helps us out a ton as well. But we got the whole gang here tonight for the first time since the end of last season. We got Scott, the Flagman. We got Adam. We got John. Guys, this is going to be a great conversation. So we're just not going to waste any more time. Let's just jump into it. Scott, man, I'm going to put you on the spot first because you are immediately to my right, left, whatever direction this is on the screen. You are there. But let's start with you, man. Let's just do what are you thinking about the Broncos right now? We've seen two preseason games, one with the starters a little bit. This last one, all backups and depth players. But where are you sitting right now in terms of how you're feeling about this team, buddy?
You know what? Watching that defense, all I can think of, it's like a conversation with you, very deep.
I appreciate that. John was making fun of me before the show. You're here
excited.
building me up.
Don't suck up. Come on.
We this is probably the deepest team we've had since Super Bowl. And it looks like, we've got some real players. Now, what's going to happen when they start going against other starters in the league? I don't know, but I like what I'm seeing. I am loving the development of Jonah Ellis. That guy.
Oh my goodness.
That guy, I think, is on his way to a huge season. And the whole defense looks good. And the nice thing is, last game, I thought it was all about the secondary. This game, that O-line and those linebacking core were all over it. And we're seeing some depth in the running game. We're seeing I don't know. I'm probably one of the biggest Troy Franklin haters last year. The guy's just playing good. He's catching everything. He's running around. I mean, last year getting open wasn't the problem with the guy. He just went and catch it when he got open. But now he's making some, not 9-10 difficulty catches, but he's bringing the ball down. Last game he had that one across the middle that was a little high, brought it in and got the first down on fourth down. And I thought he's looking good, and I love what I'm seeing out of Bidet. Watson in that backup roles, kind of he's showing flashes, and I think 𝐂𝐮𝐬𝐭 might. I don't know. I think they try to showcase him next week and try to get something for him because he ain't making the team. He just isn't. They gave him, I think, the most carries this game, and he averaged like 2.2 yards a carry. I just don't see him. I just don't see him. He's not dynamic. And if the big hole isn't there, he's not going to make people miss. No. And I don't know that he's good enough to run over people either. And boy, it was nice to see. It was nice to see our Joker out there. For
Evan Ingram.
Yeah. I was shocked when I saw that's who caught that pass, but man, that's exciting.
Hey, Jose, glad you're here. We got Gary, our marketing guy. As always, Gary, thank you very much for what you do. Adam, man, a lot to break down here. We could start talking about 𝐂𝐮𝐬𝐭. We could talk about the running game in general. Everything Scott was saying with the passing game. Where do you want to start, man? Because to me, there's just a lot of good news across the board more than anything else.
If you're looking at that secondary, you're seeing ballers just across the board. 𝐿𝐿aquan McMillan didn't even play with the starters. He wasn't even out there with the twos. It was Jahdae Barron that was out there with the twos. So Jahdae Barron is going to be your first guy off the bench. Chris Abrams-Draine is your first guy off the bench. Damari Mathis, who has been kind of in the doghouse a little bit. He had a very, very nice pass breakup on a deep pass. So embarrassment of riches in the back end, that's if there's a place to be deep, that's where you're going. And Scott, to your credit, oh my goodness, Jonah Ellis was living in that backfield on Saturday. I'm even sitting there like, is Arizona gonna block 52? Maybe so. To what you were saying, Scott, I really do feel like 1 through 48, this is probably one of the deeper teams that we've had. Yeah. I don't think there's any question about in just these 2 games in the preseason and being confident in saying that.
I like it. John, man, it is good to have you back here, buddy, and see your shining face. But what do you think, man?
I've missed you all. Thank you, everyone who's watching.
Oh,
it's great to be back. Even if it is preseason, it feels great. But no, I think Scott and Adam are trying to take all the talking points in the first 5 minutes. Appreciate it. We're going to break down all those positions a little bit more here. But I'll tell you one thing. Betting on the Broncos in the preseason, that's the way to go, because Sean Payton loved running up the score, and they were 4.5-point favorites, and I'm taking that all day, every day.
All day.
Sean Payton, these games might not mean anything for the regular season, but he just loves to win, and he wants that to carry over. And I don't think it's a bad mentality to have. We're still playing mostly backups, and you're still trying to score on every single drive and make every play count. So I appreciate his approach to preseason, because most teams don't necessarily, at least it doesn't seem like they necessarily take that approach. But to see Evan Ingram out there with that 58-yard catch. Hey, I was told we weren't going to see any starters out there in this.
I know.
What do we see on that first drive? RJ Harvey out there. They're trying to give him as many opportunities in the preseason to get used to what the NFL feels like. And man, that first drive was just fantastic. Just
money.
Yeah. The long play to Ingram. Pat Bryant seems to be open on every play. We're definitely digging in on wide receivers today. And then Harvey to finish it out with that, a little bit contested of a 7-yard. I think it was like a 7-yard run.
Yeah.
You couldn't ask for more on that drive.
No, definitely not. It's something we can definitely delve into right now, wide receivers. And Jose, I'll get to your question later on. I definitely see it there, man. But it's interesting to hear the rest of the league talk about the Denver Broncos offense. The one thing that a lot of people, even those who are coming around to Bo Nix and getting on the Bo Nix train, they keep saying there's nobody behind Courtland Sutton. And for us here in Denver, we're looking at this going, have you seen Marvin Mims, the last half of the season? Have you seen so far what Troy Franklin is putting together? And again, it wasn't a question of him getting open last year. That was getting done. It was, can he catch? So if you can just catch the ball, that's a huge improvement and a very easy change to make. Man, this guy, Pat Bryant, he's definitely going to be making a name for himself. And he's very quickly showing that he can become that favorite target. Almost immediately in the game, we saw, we saw Jarrett Stidham kind of just going to Pat Bryant, over and over and over again. And he was open, but then he was making the catches too. So to say that we don't have any wide receivers, it's like, are you sure about that?
This is going to be a very surprising group for the NFL. And
You know
I don't want
what
to get overly optimistic here, but they could contend for one of the better wide receiver units in the league if what we're seeing right now and in practice and preseason comes to fruition against the starters. Week 1 regular season, who's not going to be open? It seems like.
Right.
You know what's cool? I was watching that first pass to him, and the blocking downfield on that 58-yard pass. I mean, Bryant took the guy to the stands so he could buy himself a beer and popcorn. I mean, he had that guy 8 yards out of bounds, and it was a clean block. He just moved him out of the way. Yeah. And, Franklin got enough in the way for the other guy that he couldn't make a tackle. That's something that jumped out on that play. There was some downfield blocking, willing blockers that were out there making the player look even better. So
yeah,
I was excited by that. I just thought that was really cool that Bryant just drove his guy out of bounds, and man.
Oh, he might have talked to Jerry Jeudy and was like, why did you get traded from the Broncos? And he was like, because I wouldn't block anyone. He goes, okay, I'm going to make sure I do that. So I don't know where our friend in the chat is here from Australia, our Jerry Jeudy fan, but I'm sure he'll come by here later and we'll remind him. Yeah, there was some great blocking. So there's a lot of good things there. Yeah.
It's aficionado, John. That's what they like to be called. I mean, Trent Sherfield was signed to be our special teams gunner, and this dude is like mossing guys in the preseason and just looking absolutely just making tough catches. So, I mean, 1 through 6. I mean, we were talking about this the other day, and maybe we can expound on this a little bit. Like, does the potential of maybe like a guy like Pat Bryant really put a guy maybe like 𝐷𝐸𝐿 in trouble?
That's the one, yeah.
Because you're looking at dynamic guy, and no disrespect to 𝐷𝐸𝐿, who played great last season, but 𝐷𝐸𝐿 is kind of the pick the one that sticks out kind of dealy.
Wrong time to be injured.
Right.
Wrong time, wrong position to be injured.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
No matter who it is, of everyone you just mentioned, Adam, I mean, Sherfield Sr., I think he was our first signing of the free agency.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, he's a special teams guy. I don't really know the name, but cool. We got another wide receiver. And, yeah, he's been showing up this preseason. And, yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that he would have been kicking one of these other guys to the practice squad. But, honestly, if you're talking about the top 6, that number 6 guys, he's probably not making it to our practice squad. He's probably getting picked up by another team and not making it through waivers. And I'm on the same page with you guys with 𝐷𝐸𝐿. Unfortunately, he was injured. Couldn't really see what he was doing, but there's nothing to say that he couldn't have gone out there and balled out just as well. But the development of Franklin, those 2 contested passes,
yes.
I think we were 3rd in the league in drops last year. And I can't think of any that I've seen this preseason, maybe at 1 or 2 week 1. But I mean, this game, everything was sure-handed, 3rd downs, especially Pat Bryant coming back to the quarterback when he's scrambling outside the pocket. That's what all his open just seemed like, those extended plays. And he was, as a rookie, figuring out how to make the quarterback's job easier in those, scrambling kind of drills. So I don't know. I'm very excited.
I mean,
group.
Yeah, with Pat Bryant, you got to also look at one of the catches he made early on in the game where, Jarrett Stidham kind of threw it behind him a little bit, and he turned midair to catch that, right? That's like pro level stuff. You don't expect a rookie to be able to adjust like that almost in the air to be able to make, and then he did. And then you look at, obviously injuries you can't plan for, but even before this injury, what have you guys heard coming out of training camp about 𝐷𝐸𝐿 this year? I've heard almost nothing about the guy. And when they do bring up his name, they're talking about, we're not seeing anything from him noteworthy, of any significance. And so it makes me wonder, like, is there something going on here? Because what we saw last year was at least consistent play, not amazing, but consistent. And we were expecting this guy to take a big leap forward. And that does not seem to be the case as what we've seen so far.
I could see him going to IR. I really could. I could see him shelving him. And part of what they're maybe doing is they don't want him to look good right now with him being injured. And then you stick him on waivers, somebody will probably claim him because he had a good enough season last year. People will probably claim him. But if he's got an injury, and you know how it is with receivers, you're going to need more receivers down the line. You put him on IR, you stash him there, and then, you keep him there as long as you need him. And then who knows what happens. I think that shelves him for at least till game 6, something like that. I know there's weird rules about IR. It changed a little bit. It used to be that's where everybody stuck the people they wanted to keep. And then they changed it where if you stuck them on there, they were on there all year long. And now they've kind of gone back to where it's 6-7 games or whatever. But I don't see him being on the active 53 at this point. Not with the way these other guys are playing. But
I mean, especially when you consider that, are that 5th and 6th guy going to be playing a ton? Because Evan Ingram is going to be, they didn't give him all that money to be a decoy. So I think a lot of that's going to be special teams available is going to weigh into that. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know where 𝐕𝐻𝐻 fits into that. If he fits into that, McLaughlin was playing on the special teams units. That's how, again, we can talk about this to keep looking at the position groups, but to show you how deep we are, Jaleel McLaughlin, who was a major player last year, was playing on the coverage units.
And he has to. He's going to have to.
Oh,
he had a pretty good game though offensively. It was nice to see him kind of show a little something. 𝐂𝐮𝐬𝐭, I just don't see anything out of that guy. I just don't.
No, you can't be given 9 carries and average 2.2. His longest was 7 yards. And by the time he was out there, and again, you can say, well, our 3rd, 4th string, offensive line blockers were out there. Okay. But if you're trying to fight for a spot on this team, you got to show that you're willing to carry guys down the field. And if you can't do that as what's supposed to be a 2nd or 3rd string, emerging running back, you can't do that against 4th-string guys. I guess, to me, it's like, I don't know what blocking is. You got to be able to push through that and get more than when your longest is a 7-yard carry. Dude, that does not look good. And then you got Blake Watson up there,
Well, he just looks fast.
Yeah.
He's just fast. I mean, he especially he gets the ball in space with these little dink and dunk passes. Man, he's making people miss. He's got great balance. And I don't know. We have a lot of players that are going to be playing on Sundays, whether here or somewhere else.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And look, this is a good problem to have.
Right.
And the other good positive sign for me is you look back to last year, and at the end of the season, we had a ton of rookies and a ton of depth players out there on the field, and they were doing really well. So even though we were battling some injuries, people stepped up and did their part. So that tells me what we're seeing here isn't a fluke. Like what they're doing with these younger players and these depth players, it's really resonating with them. They understand they're probably going to get their chance at some point, and they better be ready to go. But that's talking about the culture that we have in this building now. That wasn't the case 2-3 years ago, right? So this is telling me that this depth is for real. And yeah, teams better be taking notice of that.
Yeah. I mean, you got to give credit to George Payton on that one, just building it through the draft predominantly. And look at now we have a plethora of players, a problem that every team would want to have. We have 6 running backs, basically. We're only, 3, 4 tops are going to make the team. And
I don't even know if he can.
This is, like you said, Kev, this is a good problem to have. And Sean Payton discussed that after the game. And this is the way our coach wants to be.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, look, guys, we spent a lot of time so far on the offense. And guys, post your comments, post your questions. Roy is up in here. Yeah, so Roy's brings up a good point, and I'll go ahead and address this right now. So for everybody who's new or just has joined us during the off season, hasn't seen what we do during the regular season, on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, we do the post-game podcast right here, live, like what you're seeing right here, full hour show. Our Tuesday night main show, Bourbon, Broncos, and OBS, is at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. We also got our pregame podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, wherever you listen to your podcast. So make sure you go follow us there. And then game day, of course, starting with this next game, we'll definitely be doing the pregame show and the halftime hash show as well. So look, guys, we got a ton of stuff for you guys. We also got articles and other things for you guys to go check out at broncosandbourbon.com. So yeah, we're here tonight, and we're going to be here every Monday night until the end of the season, whenever that might be for the Broncos. It might be in February. I don't know. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm just saying, we had one post-game show last year. We might have a couple this year. I'm just throwing that out there. Not to get too far ahead of ourselves because it's still preseason. But Roy, thank you for bringing that up. It is glad to see you here. For everybody else, post your comments and questions. I want to hear what you have to say about the team so far, or any questions that you guys have. But moving on to the defense, guys. Yeah, this is another situation. I mean, we just talked about right off the bat, Jonah Elliss, like the amount of things that you're seeing this guy do throughout the entire game when he was out there. It was kind of almost like Benito the week before, when he was out there, almost, sack. You're like, okay, we get it. You're ready for this season, dude. But this is fantastic to see. But yeah, what'd you guys see from the defense specifically?
I just, a lot of pressure. And, they seem stout in the running game. They're, which we struggled against last year. So the middle of the line still is looking strong. The linebacking crew, and this is without Greenlaw out there, without Singleton out there. I mean, we're talking backups that are looking sharp. Obviously, Benito's foot is a little bit of a concern. It is a bone spur at the top. So I think if it was a regular season, he'd work his way through it. But it looks like we got a little luxury of letting him heal a little bit more before game one when we destroy the Titans.
I mean, yeah, and I don't want to get ahead of myself there either, but that's going to be a fun week for sure for Broncos country. Yes. Give them time. Like, look, we got 3 weeks until the first game, a little bit less than 3 weeks. Like, this is the perfect time for him to heal up. We saw what he can do. Let's not push it, Yeah.
And to kind of compound that a little bit, like, where do you put him? I mean, there's Benito on one end, there's Cooper on the other end, and yeah, you have a premium backup, but you're also there's a backup. He's on this team as constructed right now. He is a backup. To kind of go with the rush linebackers, though, one guy that I was a little disappointed in is Q Robinson. I mean, they have really tried to showcase him, and it just, you can tell in his development right now, he just you could tell he's thinking a little bit more than playing right now, which is a little disappointing. And is he a guy that you can realistically maybe cut and try to bring back on practice squad, or is he too talented enough that to where they may have to keep him in order to stash him? Like, what do you guys think?
Yeah, that's an interesting point, Adam. I think when we got Q Robinson, what I had been hearing was that he was going to need some development at this level.
Yeah.
I mean, people were excited about just his, metrics, but I'm not too shocked to see that him in this position right now as a, fifth round rookie. I didn't expect him to be blazing the trail, at this point in the season, and every team only has a certain number of roster spots. So maybe he can make it through, and we can get him on the practice squad. That'll be interesting to see, because we're so strong at every position with depth.
Yeah,
he's not going to make the team that likely is going to get picked up somewhere else. But I want to go back to what Scott said. Are we sure it's not too early to start talking about Cam Ward and what he's going to be looking at week one with the Titans?
Yeah,
kind of looking at. I think he's going to be looking at a lot of grass.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be looking.
And he is in Colorado, so it may just be that too. I don't know.
Welcome to the NFL.
I think he's going to he's going to have to try to figure out how to throw the ball at a vertical angle while he's hitting the ground, because I think they are going to destroy this kid.
Yeah.
And I hope so.
Yeah. I feel bad for him. Almost. Let's get to some comments here, guys. I don't want to get these get them too piled up here. We got Raw. Glad to see you here, Raw. I'm done with 𝐷𝐸. He can get cut now. I'm going with JK, Harvey, and Bidet. So Bidet, interesting. I mean, I think it's really going to come down to, and I know we talked about this, but just kind of recap. Looking at between Bidet and McLaughlin. I think those are. But then you got to factor in Watson too. Like this is going to probably keep Sean Payton up at night trying to make this decision alone. How do you choose the best person for this third running back spot when you suffered so much in the running game last year? You definitely want to make sure you get the right person and then keep somebody if someone goes down. So it's tough. Bidet, I definitely want to see stick around, but he might be the one that, gets cut on the practice squad, and then it's kind of just there in case we need him. But man, I don't know.
Yeah, they're not playing him like they want to cut him. I mean,
that is true.
He's playing special teams. He's in there in 2-minute drill because they trust him, and that's a huge thing. And I don't know that they trust 𝐂𝐮𝐬𝐭. I don't think they can. They think he can be out there as a blocking back as a personal protector or anything like that. He's more of that gadget play guy that's going to be coming out of the backfield. The thing is, Bidet can catch the ball out of the backfield, and he's shifty enough. And boy, that guy's got some wheels under him. I mean, he did that last year during the preseason last year, and had he not gotten hurt against the Jets, who knows what he would have been like throughout the year.
That is a good point. Because
that's interesting.
I wasn't watching the game at that point against the Jets, but I thought it was right after a long run that he got just destroyed on the sidelines.
Yeah, hitting the back, basically.
Yeah, so I don't know. I like the guy. He's not shown me anything to say he can't be on the field during the regular season.
What, didn't they activate Bidet against the Bills in the playoffs?
Yes. And that goes back to the whole.
That goes back to this weird situation with 𝐷𝐸, where it just seems like for the weirdest reason, it's been 2 steps forward and then 1 step back. And then it's like he had the fumbling issue and then he somehow worked himself into the rotation. And then he actually was playing, I thought, pretty decently there towards the end of the end of the year. Was our short yardage back and was doing okay there. And then you think you're going to have like a tougher, more physical game in Buffalo, and it's Bidet. Nope. It's not 𝐿𝐶𝐮𝐬. And now it's Bidet is, if these were all the 2s, then Bidet came out with all the 2s, and the last back that got out there was 𝐷𝐸. That is not good. That is very, very bad.
At this point, I would honestly just wish that Sean Payton would just tell us why, because everybody across Broncos country has spent so much time talking about this and speculating about it. Just come out and say, "Hey, 𝐷𝐸 made fun of my mom's cooking, and I'm freaking pissed at him." Okay,
right?
It's a dumb reason, but at least we know, right? At least we can move on,
right?
But just something doesn't make sense. Something happened behind closed doors, and it's showing. It's showing even moving into now. Let's keep moving on through the comments here, guys. James, how you doing? The whole team does look great, man. This is a fun conversation to be having here in preseason. But question on the punter. Now, I know we were kind of talking about this a little bit last week. He didn't have very many. I mean, there's not many punting opportunities to begin with, which is also another good problem to have. But another game here where he doesn't have any punts within inside the 20. Now, obviously, his punting average was better this game, which you would expect being at Mile High versus sea level, with his longest being 61 yards. But you got to wonder, like, again, with special teams kind of being the reason we lost at least 2 of those games last year, is punter a concern? I mean, do you guys have any thoughts on that?
I see a waiver wire pickup.
Yeah.
That's what I see. I think because they don't have any competition for him.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the guy was good in college, and he's from Australia, right?
Right.
I mean,
yeah,
but he's struggled. I thought that was something they were that with him being a draft pick, I thought that would be, I mean, they're going to give him every opportunity. I will tell you that. But maybe he's another one that suddenly develops a hamstring issue. And
Scott, I don't think you can use the IR like you think you can. I think they have to legitimately be hurt.
I think here it'd be more like you have a hamstring issue now, and that's why we're cutting you. It's not an IR thing. It's no, we're telling you have a hamstring issue, which is the reason we're giving to people for why we're cutting you.
I haven't heard that strategy, Scott, but maybe it works out. I don't know.
We don't know.
I like it.
I mean, you've been here for a while with the Broncos, so you've seen a lot more of these tactics than we have. So.
No, not with punters. Usually, you just go get a new punter. Yeah. But I mean, my son and I go round and round about punters because I hated Dixon. Hated him. I used to call him Mr. 42-yarder because
I called him something else. But yeah,
before they would announce how long the punt was, I knew it was going to be 42 to 44 yards. It wasn't going to be longer. That's where it was going to be. You needed him to flip the field. You better hope they fumble and that ball rolls 30 yards.
Hey, they say consistency is key. So, yes. I mean, he's just being consistent, right? No. Let's see. No. Ross says, Otter just doesn't seem explosive to me when I watch. He looks slow. I mean, across the board, I think everyone I'm seeing talking about it, nobody is having 𝐂𝐮𝐬𝐭 on this 53-man roster. Mm-hmm. And so that's just going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Guys, just so you know, next Tuesday, I think at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, is when final cuts are due. So next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, when we do our show, we'll be covering the final 53-man roster. So we are, just a little bit more than a week away from finding these answers out. And it's going to get dicey here really soon. Roy says, I believe the game with the Bills was a product of overthinking. I would say that I think there's also a bigger part was, maybe.
Lack of talent.
I think just experience.
We're outclassed. We're out-experienced. We're outclassed.
Outplayed.
Yeah. And look, the Bills have done this playoff run thing how many years in a row now? This was our first playoff game. Nobody on this team was in a Broncos uniform the last time we were in a playoff game. I mean, if further you look beyond that, nobody almost on this team had ever been in a playoff game at all. So incredibly young and inexperienced team. So I think there are a lot of factors there, Roy. But
sometimes very well not as good.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Doesn't mean you're not a fan.
Right.
But sometimes you got to be a little bit realistic. You can't just look at everything with these orange goggles. I mean, I'm realistic. I mean, they just were outmatched. And I believe it really was.
I believe they call that Bills game a learning experience, Scott. I think that's a learning experience, that Bills game.
I agree.
It built a lot of character.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it did.
I agree. I agree. You got to get your butt spanked, once in a while, and to learn. Geez, I don't like that. I'm going to get out there. Maybe we need to work on, you expand the playbook. That's the thing that hasn't happened in how many years? How many years have we done the same offense 2 years in a row? Much less 3 years in a row.
Not going to happen this year.
No,
not going to happen.
And I in Sean, I trust. I like the way that I said it last podcast that I think this offense has the potential to be in the top 10. And that's being optimistic. And maybe that I am wearing my orange goggles, but I think it's going to happen. I'm going to will it to happen.
Yeah.
You gotta see it and believe it for it to happen.
Yeah.
I believe.
Well, look, if If you have a top defense, if you have a number 1 at worst case scenario, number 2 defense, and a top 10, top 12 offense,
Oh my goodness!
You're talking about a deep playoff run, then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
You don't need a number 1 offense when your defense is number 1 or number 2, in that regard too. I mean, and plus you take things into account, like, the number of yards, they get per game and stuff like that. Well, if your defense is getting turnovers and, you have favorable position on the field time and time again, you're going to accrue less and less, fewer yards than, say, a team that's constantly, starting from deep in their zone or whatnot,
Right.
Always at the 35 because they're getting scored on and getting a kickoff, right? So some of those factors skew when you have such a strong defense, but we don't need Bo Nix to go out there and be this next superstar, amazing, solidify his place in the Hall of Fame this year kind of player.
Right.
Let him continue to grow, continue to be as good, if not better, as he was last year, and you get a run game with it too. Like the pieces are there. We just got to see it be executed on the field.
Yeah.
I mean that 2015 championship run. Does anybody think that this offense is going to be at the level or better than that offense?
That offense was pretty bad.
If we think,
I wasn't sure what the point you were making there, Adam, but
I'm sorry. Maybe I got a little.
I wasn't sure which way we were going.
We're jumbled.
Right. Okay. So let's say we all think that this defense is going to be up to that 2015 level. What does that offense need to be? That offense just needs to be middle of the road.
Yeah.
Not turn the ball over.
And we
timely
all think that they can be much better than just middle of the road. At least the potential's there. So that's.
Yeah.
I think I cleaned up my point. I think
we.
Okay. All right.
We're there. We got there. A little detour, but we got there eventually. I like it though. Let's see. You're testing to see if we were listening. That's what
I was. I was.
I was going to let you roll and see where we ended. But
I usually just start talking and I don't know where I'm going to go. So it just, like right now.
You have every person on here with the same tactic.
Let's see. I like this. So again, we were talking about at the beginning of the show. Here's another comment about at least us in Broncos country are looking at this wide receiver room going, yeah, there is some real talent and real potential here. They may not be common household names across the league, but that doesn't mean you can't look at these guys and say, wow, the stuff that we're seeing out of at least training camp, these preseason games from these younger players, like, wow, it doesn't have to be just Courtland Sutton this year. We can expect to see more Marvin Mims, more Pat Bryant, more Troy Franklin, all these guys. And it's going to be defenses aren't going to know who to cover, man. You can't just focus on Courtland Sutton. You got to pay attention to everybody else on the field. Evan Ingram. I mean, it piles on.
Well, to go back to the punter talk, I don't think we need a roster of punters, Scott. I think you're good. I think you're getting into field goal range.
You go for it every time, right?
Yeah. Who needs a punter?
That's the Lions.
There we go.
Yeah. Now we can keep that 6th wide
You keep
receiver,
an
that
extra
4th
running back or wide receiver if you do that.
There we go. We solved it.
You got it.
Let's just go for 2 every time.
The Paytons.
Let's just go for 2 every time.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's do it.
Let's see, Adam. So, do you believe? Are you a believer? Because I know I am. I am definitely a believer. So.
I am. I have the jersey to prove it. I don't have it on right now, but I do.
See, I don't have the jersey yet. I'm holding off.
You went with the plain white tee, Adam. That's very classy.
Classy. I like that. I don't know. I was running a little behind. I forgot to switch up the garb. So
it's a great look.
I figured there was enough back here to really solidify what's
opposite direction here. You got the background.
See, I gotta wear a jersey. I don't have enough back here, so I gotta put a jersey on.
I see white space behind you. I see the wall.
I know.
And
I've got some stuff to put up sitting in my garage. I've got a Champ Bailey autographed jersey that I got for Christmas from Nikki. That's still sitting back there. I feel really bad every time she comes over the house that it's not up on the wall yet.
Well, I'll keep asking you about it on air until
it up. That'll be nice.
Hey, Rod, glad to see you here, man. Much love to you as well, buddy. Thanks for representing out in New Jersey, man. We are all over the country. Well, we're all over the globe. We got people in England, Australia, New Zealand. I know we've had people from Japan on here before. So, man, thank you very much for your support and everything. Jose says his decision time, whatever these players, whether they stay or go, this roster is going to be scary. When you have to sit here and you're looking at, man, how are we going to fit, the amount of talent we have and just find a way to cut it down to 53 people on the roster. It's, again, a lot of teams are right now wishing, because of course, the training camp, everyone's like, oh, I'm in the best shape of my life and this is going to be a turnaround year for the organization. You're like, okay, some of those are believable. If you hear a Jets player talking like that, they're absolutely full of crap. Like, they can't even believe that themselves, right? So for us sitting here, it's like, this is a very good problem to have, man. So I like where we're sitting. But let's look at some that we haven't really talked about yet, at least two players on the defensive side of the ball. Kind of looking at the defensive line here. We got somebody named Jordan Jackson, and then you got to look at 𝐂𝐮𝐬𝐭. And so where do you see, between those two players, I'm kind of seeing 50-50 around the internet here on who makes that roster there. So do you guys have any insight or thoughts on those two guys?
Well,
is it Jonathan Jackson?
doesn't gamble,
What's
he
up,
probably
Payton?
ends up getting the spot. But I like Jackson.
Gambled wrong.
I really do like Jackson. I think he's just steady. But I like 𝐂𝐮𝐬𝐭 too.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a tough one.
𝐂𝐮𝐬𝐭 is a great story. They mentioned in the broadcast that not many guys actually get like a second chance with the team that drafted them after they have a gambling thing like that. So I think it's a great story. However, I think Jackson is a bit more versatile. He can play both ends. He plays a lot of nose tackle. Kind of like that 2015 team. Vance Joseph doesn't have a traditional like space eating 2-gap nose tackle. He likes a kind of a smaller guy there. So that's why they play DJ Jones. But Jackson is the primary backup. And there's another guy that played on Saturday named Jason Miller, who's actually just listed as a nose tackle. And he played pretty well. They rotated him in with the twos a little bit. So,
I think they'll stick him on IR. Just kidding.
He's gonna have some kind of pinky issue, and we're gonna stash him on IR. So large man.
Scott, you were waiting for that one, and you were in the right. That was good.
That's ahead of the game. I don't know how no one's
It's all about the timing. The timing.
See, I was lobbing it out there for Scott, and just bam, knocked
he
it.
He pointed and everything. He was right.
Called the shot. So I like Jackson. John, what do you think?
I mean, overall, just from watching this game, and it was all second string for the most part and third string. What I love the most, I don't have a super strong opinion of the three guys we're talking about right now, but what I loved was the scheme, because we weren't taking a ton of sacks this game, but we didn't need to. Of course, Jonah Ellis was wrecking havoc, even though he didn't get to the quarterback per se. But the scheme, they were going 3 and out every single drive.
Right.
I think they were 2 for 13 or something like that on third down. And put whoever we have right now, just put them in, and this is going to be a defense that's going to get the offense off of the field.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you got to wonder what's going to cause the most amount of turnovers for the Broncos. Is it going to be our interceptions due to coverage? Is it going to be fumbles due to getting to the backfield? I mean, I can't see. I mean, obviously there's quarterbacks we're playing that are just well experienced and well versed, and they know how to handle these things. But it's still going to be tough for them. You can't hold on the ball any longer than you absolutely have to. But when the coverage is so good down the field, you're just going to, what do you do? Throw the ball or take the sack? And when you take a sack, you're going to get strip sack. I mean, there's so many things that are going to happen here. And it's going to be such a hard thing for teams to scheme against this defense. I mean, you look at the pass rush alone. You can't really double team anyone, because then what? You're going to leave Cooper one-on-one? Are you going to leave Bonito one-on-one? No, you're not. And then if those guys aren't, one of those guys aren't out there, what about Ellis? Yeah, you got to pay attention to him too. So you have to make sure that you're paying attention to everybody on this line. I mean, even, pass rushing up the middle there from one of the linebackers or something like these
Zach
guys.
Allen. You haven't talked about Zach Allen. He had over 5 sacks.
About Zach Allen. God,
I mean,
that guy's a beast.
Yeah, we had 5 players with 5 or more sacks last year. We led the league in sacks. We had 2 with over 10. Like, we're gonna go after the quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but it was almost boring in this game because it was just 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. You didn't see enough of plays with the defense on the field for it to get super exciting. But Kevin, to your point, yeah, it's gonna be a mix of both. It's gonna be the secondary creating those turnovers. It's going to be the pass rush creating those turnovers for the secondary, or maybe on their own, causing those fumbles. It's going to be a nasty defense, and I don't want to be any team playing the Broncos defense. Sorry,
I was going to say our no-fly zone. I mean, the no-fly zone was great. How great would they have been if you didn't have Malik Jackson and Von Miller and Derek Wolfe?
Yeah.
And the Hall of Famer back there,
Marcus Ware.
I mean, how great would they have been if they didn't have that? And then again, how great would they have been with that? It's a chicken or egg thing, And it's an embarrassment of riches. And the fact is, the DBs are super talented. And the offensive line and the edge rushers are super talented, which is a deadly combination for any offense. And if we can get pressure up the middle against Mahomes, it's like with Tom Brady. Tom Brady, that's what made us so good against Tom Brady. You had Derek Wolfe and Malik Jackson coming up the middle, and it just works. And those quarterbacks hate to have the pressure up the middle because they can step aside from some of these edge rushers, but boy, they do not like a big often the defensive tackle right in their face. Makes it a little tough. So I think it's going to be an exciting year. I think we're going to see lots of turnovers. My buddy Mad Fanatic has the song Den of Thieves. And that's going to be our rallying cry for the tailgates this year is Den of Thieves, and I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, it's let me just say this. Remember the years past where it was either boring because we were getting beat so bad, or it was like near the end of the game and you're like your heart's racing and your blood pressure, like if somebody actually measured it, you'd be clinically dead. We're going to find ourselves in a lot of situations this year where we're sitting back and we're like, wow, we're up by a lot in the third quarter. Like we can just enjoy the game. And that's going to be fantastic to see. And then you also look, this is the time of year, and it happens every year where everybody, around the NFL talks about how amazing the Chargers are and just how great Herbert is. And he's the next best thing next to sliced bread and everything. You think Herbert and Mahomes and these guys are sitting there going, yeah, I can't wait to play Denver. No, they are looking at this team saying, yeah, this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt a lot. I don't need to eat salad that week because I'm going to be eating plenty of grass on game day. Yeah.
I'm just hoping the West doesn't cannibalize each other, because it's such a tough.
How could it not?
Except for the Raiders. Tough. I don't know. But you know what? You be the big dog. And let the other dogs fight for scraps is what I say. You win 3 or 4 games in your division, you're probably going to win the division at this point.
Yeah. I'll say this: when the Broncos win the division, will be the most tested team of any division winner.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
that's how it always was with the Broncos back in the day. You had really good chief teams, which they've always seemed to have really good chief teams. Raiders actually used to be good once in a while. And can't say much about the Chargers, but you did have Philip Rivers, who wasn't a terrible quarterback.
Yeah.
Nah, Chargers will trigger.
That reminds me of a joke. Hey, how many Raiders fans does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many, Adam?
None. They just talk about how good the last light bulb was.
I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, Raw's comment here. We have had some dark days, man. Believe it. This is our 10th anniversary this season, and we've been covering them this whole time. And so until last year, it's been rough and not easy to continually go on camera here and try to talk about the Broncos on your face. But it is about to get better. And look, we win the AFC West. That's a home playoff game, guys. That is a home playoff game, and it doesn't matter. Whoever talking head, wants to go off and mouth whatever crap and spew whatever garbage they have to say. If you're a division winner, man, especially in this division, people are going to notice. So look, we've been dealing with this crap enough. It's time to take this back. And that's why I say this year, I'm calling it the return to dominance year.
RTD.
Been stolen by another maybe radio station popular up here in Denver. I've heard them using that phrase all of a sudden, but I equate it as the return to dominance year, guys. So get ready for it.
We found our copyright afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to do some closing thoughts here in a few minutes, and we'll go in reverse order. So, John, you can prep. I don't want to just spring it on you like I did Scott.
Wow. I'm shocked, Kevin.
Well,
Wow.
you're a little rusty. It's your first show
is-
back in a long time. I want to be nice to you. It's your preseason too. So
Yeah.
but
Because the anniversary, 10-year anniversary, I get time to think about what you're doing.
exactly. Just for today, though. Next time,
Okay.
no.
Good to know.
Call it a Veterans Day.
Great show only, guys.
Oh,
Day,
okay. Okay. Yeah.
Exactly. So, guys, stick around. We got some closing
A
thoughts here.
Veterans Day.
for
A
you guys.
Veterans Day. I
Yeah.
got it. I
get
got it. Yeah. I got it.
So stick around, guys. But really quickly, let's get some of the announcements out of the way. First, what are you doing tomorrow, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time? I know what you're doing. You're tuning into Bourbon, Broncos, and No BS. Full hour-long shows are back. No more of these half-hour-long shows. Those won't come back until the off-season next year. So we got a lot of season ahead of us. It's going to be some great stuff. So make sure Monday nights at 8 p.m. we're live, and Tuesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Times we're live as well on game days. 1 hour before the game and at halftime as well. Also, make sure you guys go sign up at broncosandbourbon.com. It's free to sign up. No additional credit card information, none of that crap. No 7-day trials or anything. Everybody who signs up this year will be automatically upgraded when we introduce membership tiers next season for free. So you don't have to worry about that. Go ahead and sign up now. And then there is still the little Easter egg joke I have hidden in there. So for whoever messages us first through the website on the homepage there's a place to send us a message telling us that you found the joke and what it is. You will get the only person to ever get this. I'm not going to offer it ever again. I've already decided this. You will get free top tier membership for life. You will be automatically upgraded for whatever we do. So you got to make sure, go to broncosandbourbon.com, sign up. And while you're signing up, look for that little Easter egg joke for you guys. Nobody's found it yet. So good luck. Let's see. We also got the pregame podcasts, and you can listen to these shows if you miss them live or whatever on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher. Make sure you follow us there as well, because we will be giving away prizes later this year based off of people following us on different locations and places. And maybe for every location you're following us, you get entered into a prize. I'm just throwing this out as a very strong possibility so that you guys can go make sure you follow us on all the different places now and send that in when I ask for it to get entered into those prizes. So wait out, just watch for it, guys. It's going to be a fun year. 10th anniversary. We are pulling out all the stops and not holding anything back to bring you guys not only the best Broncos content, but celebrate this with you guys. Because again, we wouldn't be doing this if it weren't for all of you tuning in every week and just having a good time with us. So you definitely helped, at least me, get through really hard years that we've been through in recent years. So I appreciate everybody continuing to come back and support us. So for all the older followers, experienced followers, and the newer followers, you guys are fantastic. Thanks for all of your support. Okay, let's do some closing thoughts. And John, man, I warned you. You're up, buddy. What you got?
You gave me time to think about it, which I appreciate. Well, first of all, shout out to Davis Webb getting his first opportunity to call some plays. We did
Round
not.
of applause.
First time we talked about it today, but I thought he did a pretty good job. Young head coach, and he's been getting a lot of attention in the NFL, and I think he has a super bright career. Hopefully, it's always with the Broncos. Anyways, and number 2, just looked at the line. I started this show talking about how Sean Payton loves the preseason, loves to win in the preseason. We are 5.5-point favorites against the Saints. I don't know if I'm fairly confident our number 2s could be their number 1s.
Our
I don't know what their number 2s and number 3s look like.
I don't.
So I'll be taking that line just in case anyone was curious. But
Smash that line.
in all seriousness, I'm curious to see what comes out of this week. I assume the starters are going to get 1, maybe 2 series as a dress rehearsal for regular season week 1, and then more of the same from this game. A lot more third string guys trying to prove themselves. So looking forward to that.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch for, and it's going to be fun to cover. Adam, you're up, buddy.
All right. Well, I would also like just to reiterate, I am 6 feet tall. I will bring a doctor's note if I need to. My 2 thoughts. So there was actually an interesting development today with where the Broncos will be playing football in 2030. And I think the team understands that they are the pretty girl at the dance right now. And Denver, or the city of Denver and the city of Lone Tree are there may be some conflict on who will be keeping them or who will be letting them play their games there. The city of Lone Tree is saying not so fast. So go check it out. It's at Denver Post if you want to read that. And also, I have a YouTube channel as well. Go ahead. It has the little linky there. That's me. Go ahead and help me out. I have a show every Monday or every Tuesday, and I have little shorts. Go ahead and check it out. Not little shorts like that. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Below 6 feet?
Below, no. I left myself open for that. Oh,
yeah, kind of.
I did.
Sounds like a 1980s basketball player.
I'm done.
No, that was good.
Scott, go. I plugged the show. Scott, you're up. I'm done.
Oh, my goodness. Well,
how could you follow that?
I am not 180 pounds. I'm a big old fat guy, and I wish I was taller, but.
And a baller.
I am very excited. If I was younger, maybe, but I am very excited about this season. I can't wait to see a lot of our listeners out there in the parking lot where it used to be. That was always the best part of the game, was the tailgating. And this year, man, it's just going to help amp up and get you ready for the best part. It's going to be exciting. I've got some surprises out there. I just am stoked. I wish I could have been out there on Saturday. Had some car troubles. I did do a little tailgating here at the house. We had 120 flags up. And the neighbors were, I don't think they were going to call
concerned.
Some of them do get concerned. I got some curious looks as I was standing out there on my new tables, just kind of drinking my beer, watching my flags. But it's going to be a great year. And it's so awesome to meet other Bronco fans and just we're family. And that's what it's all about. So I'm very excited about seeing all of you, and even Kevin. I'm always excited, but this year I'm extra excited because I don't know how he could have got better looking, but man,
it's the extra gray in the beard. It's helping. It's making me seem wiser.
Very wise.
It's the camera. Wait till you see him in person; it'll be the same.
Yeah, it's the same.
He helps me get stuff set up, so I gotta be nice. He's there first.
I only figure you're only going to keep me if I keep working
as we part.
Right. Right.
Got to earn my keep.
That's right.
This is great, guys. Appreciate all the insights. Angelo, good question. What game are we going to tailgating? So like Scott is saying, We'll be there every game. At least Scott and I will be. I know these other guys are going to go to some games as well, but you cannot miss us in the back of lot C. Just look for, don't go to the place where they have like 1 or 2 or 3 flags flying. Look for the 100+ flags flying. You cannot miss it. And just bring yourselves, guys. Come on over, have a good time, and say hi, make some new friends. It is a great tailgate. There's lots of great tailgates to go to, but Scott, the Flagman's tailgate is definitely my favorite and the one I go to every single time. So come on out, whatever game you're going to, if you're going to multiple, whatever, come on over, introduce yourself, say hi, and have a good time with us. Drinks and bring some food if you want or whatever, but great friends and family all the way around, guys. So let's see a couple other comments here. Yeah, so Jose, thanks for being there on the show today. Angelo, thanks for the comments. We got, I think, Ra. I think I might have seen you on the show before. I can't remember, but if you're new, welcome. And to everybody else who's been here, Clayton, you're great as always too, man. The camera is a filter. Don't kid yourself. I don't use filters. I think they only make things worse for me. I'm just going to.
Kevin kind of jumped around a little weird as he moved back there, Kevin. Interesting filter choice.
If Kev uses filters, what's real anymore? Oh,
yeah, exactly. It's like I figure that's like the place where I draw the line. So, hey guys, again, fantastic stuff for the Broncos going on right now. Tons of great stuff that we're gonna be covering on all these different shows and podcasts. So make sure you're following us. Make sure you're tuning in and liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. The Broncos are making a name for themselves, and people are taking notice. And I think when it comes to start of the season, man, it's going to be fun to say the least. So get ready for it, guys. We're going to have a great time here sharing with all of you and just being able to bring all of you guys together from wherever you are in the world and connect Broncos country that way. But also don't forget at broncosandbourbon.com. If you're watching the game at home or whatever, and you want to be able to connect with Broncos fans, we do have our game day chat. You can go over there and chat with Broncos fans during the game, share your thoughts, share your reactions in real time. And we'll be over there chatting ourselves during the games when we're able to. So make sure you check that out. Just another reason to go sign up at broncosandbourbon.com. But with that being said, guys, it's been a fun show. It's really great to be back. And we are going to just keep the ball moving forward, as hopefully the Broncos will be doing as well. But I've got nothing left to say other than to end this show, guys, as we always do, on a very strong Go Broncos!
Go Broncos!
Take care, everyone. We will see you later.
Do what I like, yeah, I do what I like, yeah, I do what I like. Sip and go, sip is right, and I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow, 'cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go, in the zone, here I go, in the zone, here I go.